This is one I don't know how long it's going to be, but it is a long weekend, so figured I would do something of the sort, right, Pubbins? Yes, Puggins, I know. I'm not talking to you, though. I know, Pug. Let's see who shows up and what you guys might want to talk about today. Come over here. Come up on my lap and say hi to everybody. Come here. Come here. No. Come on. Come here. There you go. You be my co-host. What's your opinion on Strange New Worlds? Do you like it? You're uninspiring. Yes, I know, okay. Lay down. SC Silka, sup, Stuart? I'm glad I actually got a notification for this time. That's awesome. Get 10K, it's Empress Pug, yay! Yes, well, there, people like you. Yeah, they do. Don't know why. Episode 3 of Strange New Worlds. Won't number one's DNA hold keys to carrying the doctor's daughter? You'd think so. I love that ending. I wish I could meet her one day. I'm just gonna leave now. Bye. He just cured Lon and the rest of the ship. Maybe, I don't know, materialize the daughter, say, hey, this is my friend Una. Can she, give you a hug? Oh, you're such a cute little girl. Very nice to meet you. Hug, heal. Ah, no. Yep. 15 people watching. Sound off, everybody who's watching. And hit that like button as well. So as much as it's a long weekend and it's been relaxing, I'm a little stressed out. I've got Wonderfest, not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after. So there's a few things going on. First of all, the Camaro is currently at the shop. I got to go pick up a new distributor and spark plug wires and stuff for it. And my mechanic's not in all week because I took the Camaro in last week. He took a look at it, told me what I needed to get. I got that stuff, but then he's away this week. So the Camaro's there all week. So I got to go this week, pick up the distributor and the spark plug wires from the performance place, take it over to the shop, drop it off with the other guy that does the body work side of the shop for when Rob comes back next week. So first of all, I'm without the Camaro for a week. Not a big deal, honestly. Also, the brakes on the Cruise, the driver's side, are a little bit grindy. That happened when I drove to Chicago for Star Trek Mission Chicago. I got about a block and a half from my friend's place in Chicago, and all of a sudden the brakes started to make noise, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. So I had to nurse them all the way back. The car's been in the driveway ever since. Just haven't had the money to do the brakes. So there's that. So when I pick the Camaro up, I'll probably take the Cruise in for him to do the brakes, so I can. Anyway, you don't really care, but I'm just. These are the stresses that I'm having right now. That being said, I have to leave Thursday of not this week, but the week after. Because I'm going to Wonderfest. Now, I'm not driving my car all the way to Louisville, but I do have to take my car from London to Sarnia to meet up with my buddy Dave, who's driving from Sarnia to Louisville. and I don't think I'm gonna have the brakes of the cruise fixed by then, which really sucks because like I'll get paid probably because of the holiday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. It's just gonna be really tight financially and time wise and stuff. Plus Thursday, this the 26th, I get to go see Top Gun, so that's a good thing. That's at 7:10 p.m. in St. Thomas, which we can take Sylvia's car for. That's fine. What else? Oh, my birthday is on May 28th, so this weekend coming up, and that's pretty awesome. I don't know what's planned for that, if anything, on Sylvia's end, and the kids. Probably have the kids over or something. There's just shit that's been on my mind, and it's just anyway. Sorry, I'm done venting now. Thank you for listening. Kit 10K, I hit the like button, Captain. I cannot hit it anymore. That's okay, Kit. Once is good, thank you. SC Scout Guy, are you running a DUI defibrillator on your SBC, Stuart? I don't know what an SBC is, and I don't drive under the influence, even with my distributor. I don't know what you mean by any of those terms. So, Kit 10K, what are the brakes gonna run you? Fuck, I don't know. Probably about 200 just for the pads, because that's all it needs to be done. I don't need the rotors unless I keep driving it the way it is, which is not great. So 200 for the pads, and then, I don't know, 150 or so for the labor. So you do the math. The distributor that I need to get for the Camaro, that's 220, and the spark plug wires were 60. And then for installing those, I'm not quite sure how much that's going to be. So just a lot of money to put out before I go to Wonderfest, which kind of sucks. I don't know. I'm just... Super chat. Please, super chat would be awesome. Just kidding. Yeah, hold on one second. That should clarify any issues with that. It really sucks. You are 900 miles away because brakes are really easy to do in your driveway. They are. My buddy Paul will sometimes do them. He did the ones on the Camaro and stuff, which, yeah, it's cheap to just buy the parts and then do it. Unfortunately, I don't have the know-how. I'm not a car scientist. So I couldn't do them myself. Paul has... Well, he had COVID, and then... Well, he thought he had COVID. And then... just got notified he was in, he had a little bit of an incident with some, he was in a gas like explosion kind of, but he's not hurt. He just singed a lot of his hair off. So it's just kind of like, you know, I don't want to call him and ask him to help me. I don't know. It's just timing wise, I don't know if I'll have the cruise brakes fixed by the 2nd when I have to drive to Sarnia, which is still a pretty far drive. And considering I nursed them all the way back from Chicago, I really should have had it done prior to this, but my brain just thought there was more time than there is. And the fact I didn't expect my mechanic to be away all this upcoming week. Like, he's literally gone for a week. He comes back on May 30th. I leave on June 2nd. So it's just... whatever. It is what it is. War God 6, can't wait to see the Top Gun review. I don't mind spoilers. Yes, well, I have... That's Thursday night that I see that, so I'll still be doing my Strange New Worlds first reaction on that Thursday night. So I'll mention maybe how good it was, but I won't give any spoilers. And then maybe Friday night I'll do a discussion talking about it, because Friday night it opens for everybody. And if anybody wants to come in and see it, or see my review of it, that's probably when I'll do it. But just keep in mind the Thursday night review might be a little bit later. It's usually 10 o'clock. Might be set for 10:30, because I'm not quite sure how long the movie is, and it's still like a 24-minute drive to get to the theater and back. And if it starts at 7:10, that's when it starts. That's 20 minutes of commercials probably. So 7:30 to 9:30, let's say it's a 2-hour movie. Get back around 10. I just don't want to be rushed to get to the live. So the live might be a little later on Thursday. Nova Omega, I've heard Star Trek The Motion Picture is now in cinemas, renewed 4K version. Yes, I've heard that too. Saw somebody, well, 2 people. One person messaged me and said they were going to see it. Other one posted on Facebook that they were seeing it, and they got pictures of themselves in the theater. And I'm like, oh, well, it's probably playing in London here. I have not looked yet because, again, it's just a matter of time and stress and things being a factor. So, let's see. Christian Montgomery. Hello, everyone. Hope you all are good. Feeling flustered. It's cloudy and 35 degrees cooler than yesterday. Played the PS4. That didn't help. How did that not help, man? Playing the PS4. Playing the PS4 usually relaxes me. Wouldn't say always, but SC Scout Guy, SBC, small block Chevy, yes, and DUI, Davis Unified Ignition is a performance distributor that extremely custom for them. I believe that's what I got, yes. I also have an MSD ignition in it, and just my old distributor kind of gave up the ghost on one of the cylinder plug things. I don't fucking know. Plug number 2 is not firing properly, so my revs are all over the place. And it's like, it's just losing power when I'm driving, which is not good. So had to get a new distributor. And yeah, I think that name sounds familiar, so thank you. Kit 10K, $350 for the brakes. Ouch. My guy only charges me $200 tops for parts and labor. I'm overestimating, Kit. I'm absolutely overestimating. I guess for parts, I was a little off there. The brake pads are probably $60, and then I don't know what he would charge to put them on. It's just assume like an hour's worth of mechanic time is like 120 these days, it seems. So maybe 200 is more in line. So Geraldine Karstensen throws in $25 for Super Chat. And yes, you absolutely are the first Super Chat. Orange is a nice color for Super Chat. So thank you, Geraldine. Much appreciated. Orgod 6, update to the cars being in the shop is saving gas. Upside. Yes, that's true. That is very true. Although I will be having to throw some gas money to Dave, obviously. But he just got a brand new Subaru something. Fancy new Subaru. So hopefully the gas mileage won't be too bad. But, you know, then I got to pay for the room and anything I want to buy down there, because I'm sure there's a few things I want to get. Anyway, I'm stressed about all that stuff, and it's still 2 weeks away. But not. It's just under 2 weeks. But it feels. I keep thinking it's the end of this week, but no, that's Top Gun and my birthday. So the end of this week looks good. I'm just hoping the Google money, the YouTube money comes in before too soon. It should be here. I should have got a notification for it yesterday that was going to my bank, which I didn't get in the email. I didn't get the email for that, so I'm not sure. And with the holiday, both in Canada and the U.S. tomorrow, I'm just like, what? And just a weird convergence of stuff. Hopefully it doesn't come to this, but I might have to cancel Underfest. And I don't want that, so. But you are right. It is saving gas, absolutely. Sidetrack, gotta watch the jacket video later than when I work. Love Strange New Worlds is making that a thing. Best Trek since Voyager. Yes. Paramount Plus finally hit the UK today. Oh, that's awesome. Sean O'Sullivan, you see they had to change Tom Cruise's jacket because it had a Taiwan flag. Yeah, I heard about that. Happiest Gnome, Nova Omega, the slow motion picture is still not a proper Trek movie. They were obsessed with visual effects and totally missed the characters. We were all disappointed at the time. Nimoy considered it a disaster. Kit 10K, I just PayPal'd $100. Shit, son. Thank you, Kit. Did not expect that, but thank you so much. To help you towards the breaks. Happy early birthday. Thank you. That's a good birthday present. Shit. Thank you. Wow, that was really nice of you, Kit. Yes, it absolutely was. Sean O'Sullivan, I want to know what Kit does for a living. The man is your sugar daddy. Terabyte Tech News. What is 2 weeks away? Wonderfest. It is June. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Anyway, it's the first weekend in June. Kit 10K, be the, hold on, the second, third, it'll be June 4th and 5th, yeah. Kit 10K, I'm starting a new job tomorrow, Sean, coach cleaner on Amtrak. Not glamorous, but it's a good job. Oh, cool. That's that new job you were talking about with better hours, so it obviously pays, yeah. No, so I'm hoping to still be able to attend Wonderfest. I just thought I'd be in a better place financially as of right now. And unfortunately, just the way things are panning out and just time is creeping up on me. And it's like, shit, It should be fine, 100%. Just right today, I'm just sitting here with nothing to do, stressing about it, you know? And it's just, and then it's like, oh shit, the brakes, oh shit. Well, I decided I'm not taking my car to Wonderfest. That's why I didn't really worry about the brakes. But then I forgot to consider the fact that Dave no longer lives 20 minutes away from me. He's now an hour away from me in Sarnia, and I got to leave my car in his driveway, which means I got to get to Sarnia, which is still an hour away on bad brakes. It's like, ugh. Plus, I got to make a stop before I even go to Dave's to pick up Pete, and that's on the other side of town. So not only do I have to go from my place to Dave's, which is probably a little bit less than an hour because I'm right near the highway. Now I got to go from my place in the morning, go pick up Pete on the other side of town. So a lot of in-city traffic and braking, and then back to the highway to get to Dave's. And it's like, wish I could just have Pete take the bus here to meet me in the morning. However, he's going to have models to take to Wonderfest, and not going to be able to carry all the stuff on the bus. Maybe he can Uber here, but then that's loading up the Uber car and then unloading the Uber car and loading my car when he gets here. And with fragile models, that's always not the best idea. So my brain's just, it's like seeing problem and then trying to get a solution and then seeing problems with the solution, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So I'm just in a perpetual loop right now, and I didn't know what to do today when Sylvia, she had to go downstairs and start a load of laundry, and she's also gonna lay down for a nap because we were up early. We made breakfast. We've had a good day, and so when she's laying down for a nap, I'm like, am I gonna go play a video game? Should I play some Call of Duty, or should I do a live? And I'm like, I should do a live because it'll probably distract me brain wise. But anyway, here we are, and I'm talking to you guys about my problems, which you really don't need to hear about. So, sorry, I apologize. Hit that like button, though, guys. Geraldine was the first super chat. If anyone else is super chat, I will not complain. It'd be awesome. It goes towards next month's income now because it's just the way YouTube works. It's weird. But, yeah, every little bit helps. So if you're able to, please do. I am not drinking right now, though. I only have one beer left. I don't know if I want to use it today, but Tango El Gato Los Pantalones. Okay, Los Pantaloons. Oh, Tango El Gato Los Pantaloons. Okay. Ozzy, next Saturday is Super Captain Foley's birthday. It is May 28th. Video awesome. If we lived in Trek, money would not be a problem. It's true. SC Scout Guy, Stuart, to make you feel better, you are not going to damage anything driving when your brakes are making noise. Honestly, you probably have 500 plus miles left on them when they start to make the noise. You say that, SC Scout Guy, but as I said, this started when I drove to Chicago, got all the way to Chicago, which is a 5-hour drive, and a block and a half away from my friend's place, that's when they started making the noise. So I've already driven it from Chicago back home, another 5 hours, nursing the brakes. And I just drove it to the end of to the drugstore, which is like 5 blocks away the other day. And it was just grinding. And it's like, I just don't want to fuck my rotors. And then it's more money to replace the rotors. So thank you for the kind words of encouragement. But keep in mind, it's already driven from Chicago to London, Ontario. I don't know the distance. It's probably about 500 miles. Aaron Genther. Hey, Cap. Like the live. Watching for a bit before life takes over. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Aaron. I'm glad you are enjoying hearing me complain and bitch and whine about all the problems in my head. There's probably 99 problems in there, and I only have like 3 of them that are actually an issue. But thank you. Kit 10K, better hours, better pay, and since I already have nearly 11 years on the railroad, I'll be able to retire after 20 more years, and at 60, I'll have a full pension from them. That's awesome, Kit. Very good to hear. Sean O'Sullivan, are Pete's models a bit like Mud's women? No. Ozzy Medeiros, you have stuff left side on sleeve, Super Captain Foley. Pug hair? She was in the video at the beginning. This is my left side. Do you mean my left or your left? Because I don't see anything. Do you stream on Twitch? No, I do not. Kit 10K, plus I think Amtrak employees ride for free wherever they have service. I think it was 30 years ago or so that I don't know what changes have been made since then. That's also very cool. Sean O'Sullivan, a man I know saw a sign saying drink Canada Dry. He tried as he took it as a challenge. We got a lot of freshwater lakes, so good luck with that. Doc McGillicuddy, you need money for brakes, Cap? I mean, it wouldn't hurt, but I'll probably be fine. That's not what I'm getting. That's not the point I'm getting to. It's just that between now and when I have to leave, with my mechanic being gone for a week, I'm just worried about timings. And I am a little concerned about money as well. I thought I'd be in a little bit better place right now with some things that haven't come through yet. And I'm just sitting here like on my day off on a long weekend going, oh shit. Because when I'm like, oh, that's not a problem. That'll be, oh, wait a minute, that'll be, and then it just snowballs. So, Ozzy, hey. Or sorry, Trekyards says, hey. Ozzy says, wear your glasses and full. I don't understand. SC Scout Guy, Stuart, you should look into a local high school shop class or technical college will install your brakes for free and you just buy the... No, I don't want those fucking little cunts working on my car. High school, I don't go to the free haircutting place because people are learning. No, I don't do that shit. Like I said, I have a friend that can do it, but I just don't want to ask him as a favor to do it to me or for me. I would rather take it to my mechanic, but it's just yes and no. Sean O'Sullivan, well, if your car fails, you can always walk 500 miles. I would walk 500 miles. He will never ask, but I'm sure he would appreciate it. Yes, well done. Andre says, hello, Captain and Sylvia. You spelled Sylvia wrong, Andre, and you should know she's got a J in her name. It's Sylvia. There's a J-A at the end. You Illyrians, I'm telling you. Doc McGillicuddy, Nova, true, he's a humble guy. I mean, am I? Raj, talking about what's on your mind will help you relieve the stress, Captain. Sharing is caring. It's true, and I just don't want to keep talking to Sylvia about it because I don't want her getting annoyed with me. Not that she would, but she's like, everything will be fine, everything will be fine, da-da-da-da-da. And she brings up things that make me think that, okay, that's a good solution, but oh shit, it's not a solution because this, and this. This is how my mind works. Hey, Donnie. Ozzy says, wearing you glasses and have full tank and was dark and listening to Blues Brothers when you're going to Chicago. Oh, no. Doc McGillicuddy, brakes are pretty easy to install. Wouldn't mind buying the parts and sending them. No, don't do that shit. No. Everybody says, oh, brakes are easy to do. I've watched my brakes be done. Like, over the course of my whole life. I still couldn't even begin to tell you where to fucking start. I'm not mechanically inclined. I'm not like, minded for that kind of thing. So, no, it's not easy. I'm sure it is easy. And I saw my friend Paul do it. Like I said, we did the brakes on the Camaro, and I watched him do it, and he's explaining everything, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That makes sense. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I got... 10 minutes later, you think I could remember any of it? Nope. So, yeah, it's easy to some people, but not to others. I'm not mechanically inclined like that. It's beyond me. I would just be afraid I'd fuck it up, or I'd do something wrong, or I'd install something wrong, or miss something, or... So, no, it's not easy for everybody. And I get kind of get upset a little bit when people say, oh, it's easy, just do it yourself. It's like, oh, okay. All right, well, let me watch this YouTube video. It's the anxiety, and plus, I'm just not mechanically inclined mentally to do these things. I understand how a lot of my car works, but I would never, ever try fixing anything on it. I've fixed a few things, like some hoses here and there or whatever, but I dabble a little bit. But I'm one that first of all, I do not like having my hands dirty. It's not like I'm not saying I don't like getting my hands dirty. Like, I can do work if I need to. Or labor or whatever. I've had a lot of factory jobs and shit jobs in my day. But The fact of having oil and dirt on my hands because of my OCD is very not cool. So, and I also hate wearing gloves. So I'm a mechanical kind of guy. It's not something that I would have a fun time doing. But thank you for the suggestion. Video awesome. Amtrak is cool, but it doesn't have enough routes, so I have never used it. I love trains, though. I love trains, too. Shauna Sullivan, is YouTube as badly paid as I heard, like 2K for 1 million views kind of thing? It's not great, I'll tell you that. Super chats are what make our channel viable. Super chats and joining the channel, those channel subscriptions, and Patreon and the TeePublic sales, stuff like that is what actually makes the money. The Google ad revenue is just not great. So, Tony Pearson, yes, I did indeed update my profile, pick and solidarity with the Ukraine and the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Jason Scott himself, Austin St. John. No need to give a darn about the Hasbro IP. Okay. Trekyards, we can all live with the comfort of knowing that below us all is a massive store of gold and diamonds amongst many valuable resources. If you dig deep enough, we could all be millionaires or billionaires. It's a great thought. Donnie Pearson, this is among the live streams I'm watching now on YouTube. I'm also watching the 1958 MGM picture Forbidden Planet, the late Gene Roddenberry's inspiration for the original Star Trek series. Cool. Eric Skelton, $5. You were speaking about number one's origin yesterday in Strange New Worlds. Another podcaster who hates all new Trek said her origin came from the 80s novel by Fontana. Yes, it is beta canon. Yes, I knew that. So, but cool they're incorporating that, I guess. But Tim McCaffrey, don't want to mess around with the brakes. They make you stop. Yes, I'm sorry, Sylvia. Yes, there you go. Now she won't be mad at you. Oh, I'm so disappointed in you. You of all people should know. Video awesome. It would take 166 hours to walk 500 miles at 3 miles, so that is doable. If you walk 12 hours a day, it would take about 2 weeks. Doc McGillicuddy, I do all mine. YouTube is an amazing tool, but I understand. Trekyards, applied for a job the other day, got rejected immediately by the lead who does the same job, yet I have a superior CV. So yeah, not gonna go punch the fuck out of a new train. Video awesome. Don't do your own brakes if you are not qualified because installing them wrong could be fatal. Yeah, not just to me, but to others. So yes, absolutely. Eric Epperling, in Star Trek Discovery, why did some episodes, if memory serves, they used lens flares to make scenes on the starship look hazy? That might be okay in filming noir setting, but not on a starship. Lens flares is the new, I don't know what it is, but it's awful. Can't do mechanically minded, but knows how to deal with hosers. That's funny, because I said I replaced some hoses. Ha 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 ha. Funny. Trekyards, you are not a natural grease monkey. This is true. Video awesome. Also, don't get your hands dirty because it's a health issue. Always use gloves. I hate using gloves. I hate wearing gloves. I really do. Man, fuck YouTube for taking 30% of super chats. I can see maybe 5 to 10%, but 30 is just greedy. It is, but it's what we have to deal with. So, Kyrian Spores, hello, Captain. How have you been lately? My good friends at Trek Central are doing a live review of the recent episode of Strange. Ozzy says, is Admiral Sylvia Foley hands? It's Admiral Sylvia Foley skeleton hands. It's actually Admiral Sylvia Godovac. She doesn't have the last name Foley. Kit 10K, I hear you about not being mechanically inclined. I can barely check my oil under the hood because I'm so bad. Well, I can check my oil and my coolant, and you know, something you kind of have to do with an older car like the Camaro. You need to keep those fluid levels up, so that's something I can do. But yeah, I would save myself a lot of time, money, and headache if I could just do shit myself. And I've tried learning over the years, just not something I enjoy doing. Plus, I don't have a garage either. I just have a fucking driveway, which sucks because if I had a garage and could store it in the winter, I might be more inclined to start taking things apart to see what I can fix them during when I'm not driving the car, you know? But as it is, it goes into storage or something. So if I had a garage, it would be much better. But I tell myself that. But if I did have a garage, I'd probably sit in the garage and be like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm not going to touch it. So it's an excuse to say that I don't have a garage. DC Fontana is one of the best Star Trek writers of all time. Yes, she was. A.V. Clark, you probably already answered this question, but any thoughts on the Orville trailer? I think it's great. I'm so looking forward to it. Seems like kind of the motion picture upgrade for the show because there's like new visuals, new, updates to the ship, new computer displays. So, and each one's going to be like a movie length, so it's going to be cool. Video awesome. If we all dug deep enough and found an equivalent amount of resources, we would all only be slightly richer because the gold and diamonds would become devalued. It's true. Video awesome. I honestly do not understand why people think lens flares look cool. They look cool in one or two certain instances, but it should be a small instance one time in a movie, not every 5 minutes. Lens flares reminded me of folks not turning off their beams when passing you at night. Joseph F. Hi, Captain. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. Kyrian Spoors, do you think the Telosians would have known Una's true nature? Probably not. That's a good question, actually. I don't know. Trekyards, is this a family car or the Autobot in the driveway? Could tap her with Allspark. Sort those brakes right out. Well, I don't have any Autobots in the driveway. My Camaro and my Cruise are both Decepticons. So, but yeah, I don't have a piece of the Allspark to do that. So, taking things apart is easy. Putting it back together, no, that's a different story. Yes, that's 100% my problem right there. Right there. It's funny because I build models, so I do like putting things together, but I don't know, when it comes to a car, it's just not my thing. Do you do any model railroading? I would like to. I mean, my papa, my dad's dad, had his whole basement was a huge HO train layout. Like, you'd go down the stairs, you'd have to duck, crawl under the layout, and pop up in the middle, and there was a big middle section that had a bunch of controls for the switch, the slidings, and all that, and a couple of little stools, but the whole basement was a HO train layout. It was amazing as a kid. So my dad's more into Lionel. He's got some Lionel trains. He's got all of my papa's old HO trains, but we don't have any layout for them, unfortunately. So every now and then he'll like put a piece of plywood down on the pool table and set up an HO or a Lionel train. When I was a kid, I'm more into N scale. I have an N scale, like fairly big N scale like track that, nothing's fancy. It's not all landscaped or anything, but I've got a bunch of N scale locomotives, but I really like N scale and HO. So I have a lot of N scale, a little bit of HO, and one Lionel train that I used to put around the Christmas tree every year. But the tracks and all that got damaged in the flood, so I don't even have those tracks anymore. But the locomotive I have for Lionel is like from about the time of the 1950s. My dad had it when he was a kid, and it's an old Berkshire locomotive, which one of my favorites. So yes, so I have Lionel, I have some HO ones. I prefer steam locomotives to diesels. I'm not a fan of diesels at all, so I got a bunch of even N-scale steam locomotives. I'd like to get more, but the cost for an N-scale steam locomotive compared to how much I would use it, considering I don't have a layout, makes you go, nah, do I need that? No. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, I love N-scale. I'd love to get into Z-scale. My buddy Niles has a bunch of Z-scale and like really expensive ones. I would love a nice Z-scale layout in a coffee table or something. I would love to build one of those. do it with N scale too, but I don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. We'll see. But yeah. So N scale or Z scale, like the smaller ones, or Z scale, whatever you want to call it. Don't know if that helps, but Sean O'Sullivan, did you ever see the Black Mirror Star Trek parody with Meth Damon? Yeah, the USS Callister. It was awesome. Kid 10K, my brother keeps trying to get me to go over to his place and to do my brakes. I did one time and he took us 6 damn hours. So never again for that. My mechanic will have it done in 20 minutes. That's the other thing too, yeah. But that's kind of why I like Paul doing it, because he'll come over and we'll spend like an hour and a half, you know, just hanging out, chatting in the driveway with a beer, you know, having a beer, hanging out. And, but yeah, I don't want to bug Paul about that, so. The Cynical Optimist. Hey Cap, how are you? I'm looking at moving to Southern Ontario within the next year. Maybe I'll see you around. That'd be awesome. Let me know if you're near London and we can meet up and hang out. Tim McCaffrey, but if you put together a model wrong, it don't go crashy crash. I mean, it could fall from the ceiling or something. But the odds on it killing someone are very low. They're never zero, but they're very low. Unlike a car where I could kill people and I don't want to do that. Stuart tries to fix things. Sylvia to Stuart, you broke your little ships. She said that before, yeah. Soreka Vulcan, do you have any models of real historical ships? No, because I can't stand armor. I can't stand real life models of ships. They're so fiddly and small and ugh. No. I don't do armor. I don't do ships. I used to do some planes. I've done a P-51 Mustang. I've done some F-14s. I've done a few cars as well, but I've stopped building cars because it sucks. Okay, here's the thing. A car model, you generally start by building the fucking engine, right? So all these little parts to build the engine, you take your time, you paint everything, you make it all beautiful. Beautiful engine. Perfect. Awesome. Then you move to the interior, because it goes on the engine goes on the frame, and then you put the interior in. So you paint the dashboard, you get all the little details in there, you get little needles, and everything's great, analog. Fucking awesome. Yes, I've done it. Then you paint the outside and whatever, you finish it up. And then you got to marry the body to the chassis. And unless you spent a fuck ton of money on a model, and like if you just bought a cheap like Revell model or something, they never fit together properly, ever. And there's always problems. As you're putting it on, something breaks. Like, fuck. And so eventually you just fucking get it on there just so it's fucking on there. I've done some early videos on this channel where I was model building. I was making a Lamborghini Countach and that happened. It pissed me right the fuck off. That Lamborghini was the last car model I will ever make because I've sworn off of car models and I've sworn off of plane models for the same reason. They all fucking suck. Unless I get a big $150 or $200 kit of a nice F-14, but then it's like, spend all this time building it and then you got to display it and it just gets dusty and it's like, ugh. So no, I prefer to do starships. That's a really ranty tirade and I apologize. Urs says, I'm not mechanical either, so I hear you. Trek or not, there's the safety element with the car as well in the UK. You cannot safely satisfy insurance in most cases if a non-trained certified mechanic does the work. Eric Martin, $5. Fixing a friend's hot tub, but here's a few bucks. I could use Hammer now. Well, thank you, Eric. Sean O'Sullivan, here in Ireland, once a car is over 10 years old, it goes to the NCT every year to make sure the car is roadworthy. Wow, that sucks. RG Merkel, I like the older style diesel HO trains. Never was a fan of the modern trains. Yeah, I don't mind like the Super Chiefs and stuff, but yeah, I'm more of a steam guy. Steam engines have personality. They each have their own personality, their own little quirks. Diesels are just fucking diesels. I'm not a fan, honestly. I do have a bunch of N-scale diesel locomotives, but I very much prefer steam. Kit 10K. Funny thing is, when it comes to cars, my uncle told me he learned quite a lot with the model car kits as a kid. Breaks my heart that he now has Alzheimer's because he was great with cars. Oh man, that sucks. But yeah, you do learn a lot building an engine. You're like, oh, that's why that's there. Okay. Tim McCaffrey, is Z scale bigger or smaller than N scale? Smaller. Smaller than N scale. Z scale is like the smallest you can get. Pagan 2917, 1 pound 80. Hello, old bean. Pagan 2917 is back. Hello, sir. It's funny because when I did this live, I was just commented on your video, on your picture on Facebook, and I'm like, I wonder if, even though he's on vacation, if he'll have the time to stop in. That'd be awesome. So good to see you. Thank you so much for the super chat. My dad has a train set. Sadly, only the small steam locomotive still worked, but the big one doesn't. It's either Swiss made or German, not sure. It's all in the original box. Cool. Video awesome. Your layout from your childhood seems awesome. Very cool to hear you have model trains. Yeah, and my dad's got a bunch too. When he passes away eventually, which hopefully is not for a long time, I'll probably inherit a lot of those, and I have no room for them. So I'll have a lot of really great HO trains. I'll probably keep 1 or 2 of the steam locomotives and enough track to just have a circuit that I could put on the table or something, but I would love to have an N scale layout. I would love to have an HO layout, but I just don't have the space for it. So Eric Skelton, I'm starting my first model, Hunter S. Thompson's Great Red Shark. Thank God for Google videos. Doc McGillicuddy, do you know if the Diamond Select Excelsior is any good? It is fucking great. Doc, I've done a review of it. I got it a few years ago at Christmas, at Sylvia's Christmas party for her company, actually. And I did a review of it, and it made me like the Excelsior. It made me appreciate the design a lot more. So look up Trekyards Excelsior Diamond Select, and you'll find the review of it from me, so you can get my thoughts on it directly. So yes. Eric Epperling, if the Fontana's novel Vulcan's Glory, where she introduced Pike, Spock, and Number 1, and their backstories. Oh, cool. Cynical Optimist, that would be great. I'm looking at moving to Windsor, all being well. Well, Windsor's close enough. Gesundheit. Yes, this. Yeah. Kit 10K, you talked about modeling size. I tend to favor 196 scale with the RC model ships I build. The scale is extremely cloth. You mean close to HO scale. There's about a 10% difference between those scales. Bless you, my lord. Thank you, Ozzy. Sean, didn't Stuart build ships in bottles as a kid? No, I did not. That would frustrate the shit out of me. George Mangrum, my Eagle Moss Cerritos XL arrived today. Going to display it with my Enterprise D and Voyager. Cool. Yes, guys, hit that like button. Sean told you to, and I'm telling you to now. Let's get up to 50. That's 2 more. Hit it. Cheap model kits. Rantel arm. Oh, yeah. I forgot which way the scale went. Yeah, there's like Z is the smallest, or Z, and then N scale, and then HO, and then O scale, and then S scale, I believe. And then there's like 1 or 2 other ones like garden size scale, which are a little bit bigger. But you can also get T scale, which is 450. It runs on a 3.8mm track. T scale, is that smaller than Z scale? I don't remember T scale. 3mm track. That's small. Do your brothers have houses? Do your brothers have houses filled with nerdy stuff too? My brother Steve did have a beautiful old Victorian home. It's before his divorce, though. He's got a lot of nerdy stuff. My brother Steve is like the original Captain Foley. He's got a lot of Star Trek stuff. He's one of the reasons that I'm so into Star Trek. Sean was into Star Trek too, but Sean's house is more like parrot cages and fucking dog beds and cat beds. He's more of a animal person. So he doesn't have a lot of his Star Trek stuff out on display, really. So yeah. Any thoughts about creating a Trekyards Discord? There's already is a Trekyards Discord. There has been for years. I just never use it because I have other people that run it. They take care of it all. There is a Trekyards Discord. Yes. I think the link's in the description, actually, of the video. So, I'm never on there. I'll pop in occasionally, just say, hey, and everybody's like, it's Captain Foley, it's Captain Foley, it's Captain Foley. And I'm like, I've already left. Because I can't stand Discord. Discord's just a fucking awful program. I have to use it once a week for D&D, and it works maybe 70% of the time the way it's supposed to for me, so I just hate it. Trick or not, convert the roof space or attic. Well, we don't have an attic that would work for that, so no. Video awesome. I personally like HO scale as it's big enough to work on, but isn't too massive. Bullet high-speed rail trains are my favorite, but I also like passenger steam trains. Yeah, passenger steam trains is where it's at for me. I prefer the passenger cars on with a steam locomotive to like freight, like box cars and stuff. So, have you ever done dioramas? Not really, no. Eric Skelton, my model car is 1/25th scale. Does it follow that matching figures would also be 1/25th? Hard to tell anybody. Yes, should be. Ozzy, you get Doc Brown train from the Back to the Future Part 3. I don't have, well, actually I do have a Jupiter locomotive, steam locomotive, which is similar to the one in Back to the Future Part 3, but not the same. So, hold on 1 second. I just gotta close this, get a little bright and lighty in here. It's probably better. That's better lighting, yeah. Z-scale is about twice as big as T-scale. Oh, well, shit. I've never heard of T-scale. I'm going to have to look into that because I like smaller. Small is cool. Sean O'Sullivan, do you have any steam trains from the old Cleveland service? Probably not. I don't pay attention to what railroad they're from or whatever. If I just see a steam locomotive that I like, I'm not worried about the markings on it. And I'm not one of those accurate, like, railroaders that all the cars have to match the particular, railroad fucking railroad service, and my layout is a exact copy of this era and this time, or this area and this time, and all the cars on there are from the right era as well, and I run it so like nice and slow, like scale speed, so that I can deliver the cargo. It's like, no, just fucking put it together, throw whatever, don't care, drive it nice good speed around, but those people are more dedicated. They're the ones that have like the complete setups and stuff, and they're like, when you have it set up and you can use it every day, then I can see you probably getting into kind of doing scale speed and trying to, like, whatever, but not for me. Matt Boardman, Discord server can be found here. Hey, there it is. Hey, Matt's here. Hey, Matt, how's it going? Sean O'Sullivan, think the cat might have the strangely world disease from the latest episode with his attraction to lace. Did you ever make Warhammer Battlefields or the like? No, I never got into Warhammer stuff. I don't know much about Warhammer, so negative. But no, I do like my train stuff, and I should actually do a video on the Captain Foley personal channel showing off my locomotives. If you watched my recent one where I showed off my basement, I do show 3 of my HO locomotives on that one, but hold on, I'm just checking something here. Cool. All right. Nice. Sorry, that was something unrelated. Pretty awesome. I honestly thought you were nocturnal at one point. No. Fact is, I get up around 10 or 11 a.m. every day, and probably go to bed around 3 a.m., sometimes 4 a.m., sometimes a little earlier, but very rarely. I'm very much a night owl, and it takes me a while to wake up. Like, it's one of the things that kind of irritates Sylvia a bit, but I'm just not a morning person. I'll wake up and my brain just does not work. I need to sit down and engage, like have my brain like boot up, and it just takes some time. I mean, if I have somewhere to go, or if I'm driving early and the alarm goes off and I jump right out of bed and get dressed, that snaps me awake generally. But usually it's just getting from that horizontal position to the vertical position that's hard for me. Once I get vertical, I'm pretty good. But I need to be like snappy in the morning to actually get, and even then I'm like still groggy for a little while. I'm just not a morning person. It's just a fucking fact. Well, go to bed earlier. Like, oh yeah, go to bed earlier. That's fucking brilliant. If I go to bed earlier, if I go to bed at like 10 or 11 o'clock, I'll lay there for 3 hours. It's not, why? I don't want to do that. I'm up, I'm awake, I'm more creative, I'm more engaging, I'm more everything at night. So why waste that? That's why I do late night lives. That's why I, play games late at night. That's why I do shit like that. It's because that's when I'm at my peak. So, Matt Borman, hey, countdown to Top Gun Maverick is officially in the single digits. Until something happens. Get 10K. Don't think I ever told you my RC 1/150 scale Titanic has N scale people on it. I made J. Bruce Ismay, Thomas Andrews, and Captain John Smith. What about William Murdoch? Ozzy Madero's captain. He double forwards port side missile bay. I have no idea what you're talking about or how that connects to anything I'm talking about, Ozzy. I'm so confused right now. Kit 10K. I even painted Smith's beard on him and his jacket lapels. Ooh, cool. Sean O'Sullivan, do you watch Adam Savage's Tested where he builds stuff? Yes, I do. Video awesome. Yes, please do a video of all of your trains. Brain engage. Sean O'Sullivan, I fell asleep on Saturday night early after doing overtime. Woke up at 5 a.m. Not on purpose. What time zone is Samuel in? He's in, what time zone is he on? He's kind of on my schedule. So, yeah, he's very much Eastern Standard Time schedule, even though he's in the UK. So, Dallas just got behind the Red October. Why are we talking about submarines? Sean says, sorry, I meant what time does he sleep, get up, etc. Yeah, he's more on my time. Yeah, he's more on Eastern Standard and even West Coast time because he deals with a lot of people in the West Coast and in Eastern time zone. So he's more attuned to the North American sleeping habits. I used to be able to sleep in like a champ. Now I don't set alarms, nothing. Anywhere between 10 and 11 o'clock, it's like, boop, I'm awake. Fuck. Occasionally I can roll over, but then I feel guilty that it's like almost noon and I should get up and do something. And if I do get up later, like at noon or at 1 o'clock on a weekend, then it's like, sit down, do something, and all of a sudden it's like 3 or 4 p.m. and it's like the day's over. Well, for fuck's sakes. And it's funny because my body has a way of like naturally like telling me it's time, because sometimes at like 8 o'clock I'll just be tired at 8 p.m. I'm just like, boom, I'm going to bed, go to bed, and I'll sleep till like 12 the next day. So way more than 12 hours worth of sleep. And then it's like, whoop, I'm kind of rebooted for another like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, it's not good. I know that lack of sleep is very bad for your health, but unfortunately it's just, I think that all the time. I just think I'm killing myself with my lack of sleep or my weird sleep patterns. But I don't know. It's just when I'm most in the zone. That final week, I'm also night owl, but my wife is worried about health effects. Yeah, overriding circadian rhythms. Do you ever think about that? Yes. It's funny, I just said that. So yeah. Sean O'Sullivan, he is up to 5 a.m. every day. Yikes, his family must love him. Wednesday up till 5. He probably goes to bed around 3 a.m. or so his time, generally. Kind of like me. I go to bed at 3 a.m. my time. He goes to 3 a.m. his time. Usually gets up around noon, from what I understand. I don't know. You have to ask Samuel. But usually it's pretty similar, so. Ozzy Medeiros. I watching the Red October movie. Oh, okay. Matt Boardman, I've been having a weird sleeping pattern lately. I find it hard to fall asleep before 3 or 4 a.m. and then I wake up around 8:30. Woo, that's rough. I've had a few days like that too, where I literally only get like 3.5 or 4 hours of sleep. So, I'm getting old, and I'm getting older on May 28th. It's my birthday. I'll be 48. Do I look 48? A lot of people tell me I look like I'm in my 30s. They guess I'm like mid 30s, maybe early 30s, depending on the day. So I don't feel my age. I don't feel like I'm anywhere near 50 at all. I still feel like I'm in my 20s. So, if it's all about mindset, I'm good that way. My lower back maybe disagrees some days, but other than that, I'm pretty good. So, I don't know. Kit 10K, and yes, I did Murdoch and the lookouts in the crow's nest on my RC Titanic. That's awesome, man. I want to see that in person someday. So you guys have Memorial Day this weekend. We have what's called May 2-4 or Victoria Day. So we have Monday as a holiday as well. So this is like a long weekend. And like I said, just relaxing today, but at the same time, not relaxing because everything's been building up on my mind about this trip to Wonderfest and having to get my brakes done before then and my mechanic being off for a week and not coming back to the 30th. And that's cutting it really close because I have to leave on the 2nd of June, and then the Camaro's in the shop too, and I got to do all that shit. So that's what started this whole live, because I'm like, I need to get my mind off of it. Maybe talking about it or like having you guys distract me with other topics would be helpful, but my mind keeps snapping back to it. I'm sure everything will be fine finance-wise and everything. It's just right now it just seems a little overwhelming. And I don't want to miss Wonderfest this year. I've missed it the last 2 years because of COVID. Before that, I went every year for 6 years. It's just something that I love doing. Some good people, nice to get away. Problem is, I leave on Thursday. Guess what? New episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds on Thursday. Which means Samuel and myself always film Thursday morning, but I'll be driving. Friday, I'll be at Wonderfest, which means I don't know if we'll be doing a live on Friday. The live might have to wait till we get back, but I don't get back until supper time. It's like 5 or 6 p.m. on Monday. So we're not doing it Monday night. Tuesday, June 7th, is Samuel's birthday, which I don't know if we're doing a live that day or not. He said he really doesn't have any plans, but just the live schedule might be fucky for like a week. Just letting you guys know. And like I said, on the 26th, which is the Thursday coming up, that's when I go see Top Gun, but I see it at 7:10 p.m. And it's about a half-hour drive to get to the theater. And that's the night I do my first reaction videos. So I'll probably be getting back around 10 o'clock, which means I'll probably schedule it for 10:30. So just so you guys know, the live on this Thursday is probably going to be about half hour later. But I will have seen Top Gun early, a day early. So I'm happy about that, even though it should have been 2 fucking years ago. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'll probably do a live reaction or discussion on Top Gun Maverick on either Friday night or maybe on the weekend. Well, maybe not the weekend. I don't know if I want to do a live on my birthday. I don't know. We'll see. It's just the next 2 weeks are just going to be very, 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 very stressful. So. Doc McGillicuddy, wish I felt like I was 20. Ozzy says I look 30. Wow. Thank you, Ozzy. Tim McCaffrey, hitting 44 in a month. I feel like I'm in my 20s too, but the gray hair betrays that. I have some gray, but I've always had blonde hair. I used to be like bleach blonde, so much so that my family called me the golden goose. And my brothers always called me Goose as my nickname, which is ironic because of Top Gun. But and then when I went to high school, everybody called me Axel because of Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop. But no, I've always had blonde hair, and it's always been dirty blonde. It's it looks the same essentially, but in certain light you can see the gray. I got a massive gray streak right here. I've got some gray streaks in my beard, depending on the lighting. You can see there, but I don't have a lot of gray. That being said, it doesn't look like I have a lot of gray. But as soon as I go to the barber shop and he cuts it and it's all on the floor, it's fucking gray. And I'm like, how does that work? Disconnecting it from its power source turns it gray. I don't know, but I got a massive gray streak right here, which would be very distinguished if I had brown hair and you could actually see it. But you can't see it. You can see it in certain lighting. Like there, you can kind of see it a little bit. Funny, when I got my picture taken with Mary Wiseman, Tilly from Discovery, that picture, I look good, but I got this poof. You get very clear streak of gray. It's like that looks damn distinguished and awesome. I've shared that picture on Facebook before, so I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Mr. Trent 100, I have the same birthday, looking at 63. Wish I was 48 at 50. The warranty is up at 60. Sean O'Sullivan, Samuel's birthday won't arrive until Tuesday. That's true. Ozzy Medeiros, Memorial Day weekend is next weekend on 27th and 29th. Oh, Memorial Day. Gotcha. Sidetrack, I'm 44 too. My knees feel 74. Renee, how's it going, man? I used to be dirty blonde until I was 5, then my hair turned brown. Yeah, that's how my dad was. My dad used to be blonde when he was a kid, and now then all throughout my life anyway, his hair has been like black, and now it's gray. It's like his hair just turned from like blonde to black one day, which is really weird. I always had the same hair color, but as a kid, my parents have a huge Olympic in-ground swimming pool in the backyard, which is awesome, by the way. But so I think they got that installed when I was 5. So my whole life I grew up in the pool, essentially. I'm a fantastic swimmer. I was asked to join the swim team in high school, but I turned them down because whatever. I'm just a great swimmer. But I was always outside in the sun, which doesn't help the blonde hair. It makes it blonder. And then also in the pool with the chlorine. So my hair was like really, really blonde as a kid. And yeah, got the nickname Goose as a result. So... Kit 10K, I'm 41, and when I first started watching you and Samuel, I thought you were younger than me. I may be younger than you, but at least you still have a full head of hair. You don't have a full head of hair? Kit, I don't know what you look like. That's the problem. I picture you as like brown hair, about my length, but I honestly thought you were about 30, and I don't picture you as thinning hair or anything. It's weird. I know your real name. I know you as Kit 10K also. We talk a lot, but I've never once seen a picture of you. So I have no idea what you look like, which happens a lot, surprisingly a lot to a lot of you. I know your YouTube names. I know who you are and kind of what you said in the past and all that stuff. And then I meet you in person and it's like, it shatters my imagination as to what I thought you looked like. Even people on Facebook who never have their goddamn picture as a profile picture, which really pisses me off. They have a picture of a fucking cat or a fucking whatever. Just have a picture of yourself so I know who the fuck I'm talking to. Because I get a lot of DMs and a lot of people I know who I'm talking to. Like Matt Boardman. I didn't know what Matt Boardman looked like for a long time. We've talked back and forth now, and I've seen like he sends me Snapchats here and there, and I'll send him Snapchats. So I kind of know what Matt looks like, but again, it wasn't how I initially thought he looked. So it's just weird. It's weird being, you all know me, you see me every day, I talk to you, you know what I look like, you feel like you know me, so when you come up and meet me, you're like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, hey, good. Who are you? I'm a so-and-so from YouTube. I got that weird name, Geekatronic Tech Lover or something, and it's like, oh, yeah, I recognize the name. It's just a weird disconnect between actually kind of knowing you because you're regulars to not knowing what you look like. So when I meet you, it's really weird. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Oh, Paul's here, which is ironic because I was actually talking about him a little while ago. Good to see you, Paul. Thank you. It's next weekend, May 28th, but yeah. Yeah, I was just talking about the brakes on the cruise that need to be done before I leave for Wonderfest on June 2nd. And my mechanic is away all this week till the 30th. And people are like, just do it yourself. The brakes are cheap. And I'm like, yeah, but no, I can't. I don't understand. I don't want to do it wrong and kill somebody. And then I said, well, my friend Paul has helped me with brakes before, and I've watched you like do it, and we've had discussion. You show me how things work, and I get it. And it's like I get it for about half an hour, then I lose it, and then yeah. So I didn't want to ask you or bug you because I know you've been going through some shit. So yeah, I didn't want to bug you to see if you could maybe do them before the 2nd. But hi, Paul. I guess I just, in a very circuitous way, asked you if you could help me with the brakes, the front brakes on the cruise. I just need the pads replaced because the passenger side is grinding. And you probably didn't hear the whole story, but hi, Paul. I drove to Chicago, got a block and away from my friend's place in Chicago when the brakes started grinding. So I've nursed them all the way back home. So they've driven a long way on like shittiness. So anyway, there you go. So Paul, shoot me a message. Let me know when and if, and even if you want to come over and help me with that. If you don't, that's cool. I totally understand. I will get it taken care of elsewhere. But yeah, I don't like asking people for shit like that. And unfortunately, it just seems like all I do is ask. So, hi, Paul. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Mary Wiseman probably had special lighting. Redheads can get washed out very easily. Oh, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did. She looked fantastic in the picture. So, Sean says Goose is a good nickname. Not so much fun for your brother Duck Duck. No, Goose is the one that always gets like has to run or get punched. I don't know. Blind geeking. Okay. Kid 10K, I keep forgetting you don't know what I look like. I'm going to have to send it to you later. Yes, please do. Doc McGillicuddy says I'm sexier in person. It's funny. It's funny because like regulars like General Grievous or well, I've actually met Trek or not, but regulars like General Grievous or Doc McGillicuddy or Sidetrek or Sebastian. I kind of know what Sebastian looks like. Ozzy, I kind of know what Ozzy looks like. But I have lots of regulars that I have in my mind what they look like. Like even Shannon Murphy, like I have a idea of what she might look like. She's kind of described herself once or twice, but I haven't seen any pictures. So it's like I get all these structures and I associate that face in my head with their name, and then I meet them, and it's like, well, shit. Now I know what you look like. It's weird, and then it's hard for me to associate what they actually look like with. It's a weird phenomenon being on this side of a camera and having people that watch me every day practically meet me. They feel like they know me because they talk to me, they listen to me all the time, they interact with me, they see all my stupid facial reactions. I'm like making fun of people's faces, shit like that. And I have no fucking clue what they look like. It's weird. It's the weirdest fucking phenomenon. There's got to be a name for it, but oh, Paul said happy Victoria Day, Cap. I thought he said happy birthday. Well, thank you, Paul. Happy Victoria Day to you too. Sidetrack. Chaps, I'm off to bed. Good night. I'll catch you next time. See you later, Sidetrack. Sidetrack says I'm hotter virtually. Sebastian, you know what I look like, but I know what you mean regarding the disconnect. Donnie Pearson, happy Victoria Day, Captain. Thank you so much. Doc McGillicuddy, what do I look like? Well, because your name's Doc and McGillicuddy, we have something up here. We have peach schnapps that's actually called McGillicuddy's peach schnapps. And there's like an old-fashioned gentleman on the bottle. He's got like one of those mustaches that kind of do this. So I kind of get an impression that you're gray-haired, even though the guy in the bottle is black-haired. But for some reason, I just get gray-haired, older gentleman, maybe with a mustache, probably not with the twirlies, but a little bit longer, I would think. So that's my guess. This be fun trying to guess what you guys look like. Donnie Pearson, in advance, yes, thank you. Kit 10K, just PM 2 pictures of me to you on Facebook. I'll have to check them out later, Kit. Unless you want me to check them out now, I don't know, but I'll take a break from the chat. But thank you. Thraskar, wish we were in England. We're allowed to be patriotic. I wish we here in England were allowed to be patriotic. Gotcha. Well, we're patriotic for you in Canada because it's Victoria Day. It's the day Queen Victoria did something for Canada. I can't remember what. Your own sovereign nation or something. I don't know. I don't really care. It's a holiday. It always has been. Just the May 24 weekend. So there you go. Happy us. Happy British Day, I guess. I don't know. Trek or not. Personally, I rarely reflected. Personality is rarely reflected in actual appearance. Probably why. Eric Epperling, the memory alpha page on the novel Vulcan's Glory, says that DC Fontana put some racy Vulcan stuff in it. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever read Vulcan's Glory, but I can imagine. Trek or not, and you pick up a personality from how someone comments, etc. Yes, you absolutely do. General Grievous, hey, how's everyone's afternoon going? Fucking ironic. Speak of the devil. I was just talking about you, General Grievous. That's funny. Thraxcar, thank you. Trek or not, I think it's called the Halo effect. Is that legit? Doc McGillicuddy, I'm a 36-year-old disabled combat veteran with scruff. I walk on a cane because of my service, and I'm only 5'6". And I have a small gut. My wife is taller and much more attractive than I am. Well, this is always the way for men. Look at Homer Simpson. Look at Peter Griffin. Well, there you go. With scruff, so scruff. But are you balding? Do you have brown hair? Do you have black hair? Do you have blonde hair? Oh, it's actually called the Halo effect. No joke. Okay, cool. Doc McGillicuddy. Doc Brown is my favorite sci-fi character. He tricks Marty into time travel and ruins the kid's life twice, but gloriously fixes it. A Rick and Morty dynamic without the drunkest. Trek or not, the Halo effect is when one trait of a person or thing is used to make an overall judgment of that person or thing. It supports rapid decisions, even if biased ones. I don't know if that necessarily applies to the phenomenon I'm talking about. Just being a personality, like a television personality or an actor or a YouTube personality where people see you every day. They know what you're like. They know what you look like. They know your mannerisms. They know everything about you. And yes, I might know you guys from the chats and from your YouTube names, but I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you're actually like. I don't know what that effect is, because when I meet them in person, it's like, you're not what I expected, but awesome, good to meet you. And then a lot of times still I'll picture them as what I've pictured them as for like 3 years instead of what they actually look like. And it's a weird disconnect to associate the actual what they look like with what I thought they looked like for 3 years and remember them as what they actually look like. Does that make sense? Nothing I say makes sense. It's fine. Brown hair and it's full balding. Okay. General Grievous, hopefully all good. I'll be looking forward to that promotion. LOL, just kidding. I'd go back and watch because I was talking about you for a little bit there. And yes, it was all good. Just talking about how you interact all the time, so I feel like I know you. I have a vision of what you look like in my head, which, because of General Grievous, I just honestly picture General Grievous. No idea what you actually look like. Where, meanwhile, you get to see me all the time. That's what we're kind of talking about. Just talking about the regulars that I assign faces to based on kind of how their personality is. So, yeah. Nova Omega, I look like Gonzo, but not purple. That's terrifying, I suppose. Hit that like button, guys. 52 people here, 57 likes. Let's try to get up to 60 likes. 3 more would be awesome. Honestly, another $20 in super chats would be super greatly appreciated for this live, if possible. I feel like I'm probably winding down at this point, but if you guys have anything else you'd like to talk about, by all means, let me know right now. We'll see. Might go for another hour or so, but not really 100% sure yet. It's kind of got my mind off some things and made me feel a little bit better about things. And Kit's donation to PayPal will be very much appreciated. So thank you so much, Kit. It'll come in handy for sure. that final week, you should bring regulars on video sometime. We did have a call-in show once, or a Skype-in show, but it went fucking insane. It was for one of our anniversary streams. We had Rob Burnett, and Rob Burnett showed up, and a bunch of the fans. We had like a big queue of fans that wanted to come in, and problem is with opening it to Streamlabs or whatever, or Streamyards. When you use StreamYard and you put the link where everybody can join in, then you get, and I hate to say this, I don't know if anybody watches Salty Trekker. I love Salty Trekker. I do. I love listening to him, his points of view. He's very balanced, very good guy. I love going on and talking with him. And then fucking 5 other people will join in, and it's like, no, and it's a bunch of talking over each other, and it just devolves into a fucking clusterfuck. And I just absolutely hate people talking over each other, and I hate being in a chat where people are talking over me, or I have to jump in and talk over them. It really annoys the shit out of me. So opening it up to StreamYards or something is not really an option for me. I don't enjoy that format. And to bring somebody on, a lot of people are camera shy. A lot of people don't want to make a YouTube video because they're like, I'm nervous. It's like public speaking. It's not. It's you and a fucking camera. Like right now, there's 55 of you looking at me right now. We've had up to 600 people sometimes watching us live, plus all the people that watch us in retrospect, like thousands of people. I think we have over 28 million views on YouTube or something right now. So it's ridiculous how many views we have. So a lot of people have seen me. I'm very much afraid of public speaking. I never was good at it, never enjoyed it. But it's you and a camera. So a lot of people don't even want to make a YouTube video. They feel like they're going to say something stupid. I'm like, you can just edit that out or whatever. Like, I have no problem sitting here and talking to you guys, reading your comments, engaging with you. Samuel doesn't know how I do it. I'm like, he calls me the one-take wonder because a lot of times my captain's logs are one take. It's just me talking. And there's no script, there's nothing. It's just something I can do. He's not as good at it. Even with the chat, he very much zones out and focuses on the computer and he's not the same kind of personality type. So opening it up to the regulars, I mean, there's always the option for live streams to do a subscribers only, where anyone that's joined the channel can see the live stream and participate, but they're the only ones in the live chat. That's an option that we've never once done. We don't feel that anything we do should be behind a paywall. We appreciate anything that you guys can contribute, super chat wise or membership wise, but we don't like making Patreon only content. You have to be an exclusive member to our Patreon to enjoy it. No, that's all bullshit. We don't like doing that. So a subscribers only live stream, I've thought about once or twice just for something to try. But at the same time, it's like that totally, that's why I don't do a lot of these live streams on my Captain Foley personal channel. So I only got like 4,000 subscribers over there. Here I've got 60,000. And even then I only get 55 people, right? So out of 4,000, maybe 6 to 12 will show up. This opens it up to a bigger audience on here. So I don't know what point I was trying to make. Shit. Anyway, subscriber only live streams, yeah. Something I might try at some point, but I don't know. I don't like the taste it puts in my mental mouth. If you know what I mean, so. Kit 10K, when you talked about a person's personality on screen and in real life, I had a friend who met Robert Englund and said he was one of the nicest guys he ever met, even though he plays an evil killer. Yeah, a lot of people are like that. Jason Isaacs, who plays Lorca, he usually plays a bad guy, like in Harry Potter or whatever, and he's like the nicest fucking guy. And some of the nicest people that you think are going to be nice, like Tuvok, like Tim Russ, you meet them and they're just complete assholes. So it's, yeah. NZ Fade, this is why you need a safe space bubble like Michael has on her bridge that will stop people talking over each other. Thraxker, okay, I'm so getting a feeling going by what was mentioned in Strange New Worlds, plus the Easter egg of Project Khan and you spelled Khan wrong, it's Khan, it's actually in the title of the movie. I don't know why people keep spelling it wrong. Anyway, finale of Picard, that the disco verse will go with the 21st century set eugenics wars. No, I think you're absolutely wrong about all of that. But thank you for the thought. Sean, who's your ideal guest? LeVar Burton reading something Shatner telling you the best poutine. My ideal guest, I don't know. I get nervous interviewing guests as well. I just don't want to sound like I don't have good interview questions. And I hate having to make good interview questions, you know? Ideal guest would be, I don't know. I don't have an ideal guest, is the answer. Trek or not, public speaking is the devil because we know people can be dicks in real environments. You're more of a monologist. There you go. That's a word. Kid 10K, here's an idea for an anniversary for Trekyards. Do a live recorded discussion with a few people who are in the discussions. How'd you determine who'd be on that? I'll leave up to you. We could do anybody that super chats a certain amount can come on the show, but then we'd have to have their email or whatever so we could send them the link, because I wouldn't want to post the link publicly because then everybody would join in the back room and it's like, fuck. So it would be really sketchy and weird to do that. So Multi-Gun Man, that dog is awesome. Pugs are so cute. Thank you. Doc McGillicuddy, I have pretty terrible PTSD. I'm a geek and I grew up with two brothers that I couldn't ever relate with. Coming here is real therapy. I get to talk with all of you and honestly it calms me as well. It helps me as well to do these videos. And I suffer from depression, I suffer from anxiety, I suffer from all that stuff. And I still don't know what I want to do with my life, but this is the closest I think I'll ever get to accomplishing my goal. Because people tell me all the time that, you know, watching us got them through a tough part of their lives, injury, a sickness, a divorce or something. You know, they watch us and they enjoy hanging out essentially. And I never thought I'd be helping people with that kind of thing. So it means a lot to me to hear that. So I'm glad you could come here and say that, Doc. So thank you. Appreciate it. Thank all of you, by the way, a lot. Thank you, guys. Dan Ben, the date of the eugenics war may be retconned in DS. No, I don't care about the fucking eugenics wars and whether it's retconned or not. I'm so sick of that argument. That's a whole that's a rant alert video. They're not fucking retconning anything. Just let's all relax. NZ Fade, next they will be asking you to set up your own OnlyFans. I'll just smile and move on from that one. NZ Fade, I read that one, sorry. Trek or not. Chase Masterson is probably the nicest actor I have met. She's fantastic. She is a sweetheart. Yeah. I don't want to keep telling the story, but all right, I'll tell you. Fucking 2013. Me and Sylvia went down to the Vegas convention, and we were getting married that same weekend in Vegas. And we told her that, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's awesome! It's not going to be a Star Trek wedding, is it?" And we're like, "No. Side note: we got married in a helicopter above the strip at night, which is awesome. We took off from the McLaren airport, flew down the strip, went around the stratosphere, and as we were going around the stratosphere is when the vows were exchanged. So we were not married on the way down, but we were married on the way back. And it was beautiful seeing the strip from above at night from a helicopter. That's how we got married. Anyway, we told her that. She's like, "Oh, that's awesome." And so she gave us, I got a signed print from her that says, to Stuart with love and Dabo and whatever. And then she gave us a copy of her jazz CD for free that she signed and said, "Congratulations on your wedding, blah, blah, blah." She was like an absolute sweetheart. And yes, she is a sweetheart. I tell that story every time, but it's so great. And her jazz CD is fantastic, by the way. Bo Burnham's special Inside was filmed at his house. The exact same was used for Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes. The Inside is great. Bo Burnham is great. Aaron Genther, I hear you, Cap. Video commentary and managing a chat can be hard. I am glad you do it and are effective or active with this community. Yeah, I like to feel close to the community, and I think it builds a better rapport. NZ Fade, how good was the third episode of Strange New Worlds? I'm really enjoying the season so far. They've got it just right. Even the jackets look amazing. They're making Star Trek cool again. It was great. Episode 3 was good. Pagan 2917, £5.50. Fortunately, you know what I look like and what I enjoy and what a joy I am to be with. It's true. It was great meeting you and hanging out with you. And I'd like to come see your place sometime, though, and see your models that you've built. But yeah, it's fantastic. General Grievous, have you thought of getting sponsors for your channel? I know you have said before you don't like the idea. I don't like the idea. I don't like having to be a shill for anybody, and I don't like them saying, well, we'll give you our free product. Trust me, we get at least 10 emails a week. We're this company, and we think you've got a great target demographic for our channel, and we want to da-da-da-da-da. Please message us back, and we'll send you a kit, blah, 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 blah. What we want is the correct sponsors. Sure, we've had a few that actually know what Trekyards is. Some that you can just tell by the, they explain what Trekyards is instead of, we think your channel is a perfect fit for our blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. That's just a generic fucking email. A few of them have been very targeted. But what we want is like, give us $150 because there's something called Social Blue Book where you can see what your time is worth based on your subscribers and stuff. Give us $150 for like a 30-second thing for your product. We don't want to have to do a minute and a half. We don't want to have to do whatever without getting paid. A lot of them are like, we'll give you a free access to blah, blah, blah. No, we don't want free access. We want a sponsorship that actually is a sponsorship. We want money so that we can put, if we make a 30-second clip for you that's $150, we can put that on a 20-minute video and not have to worry about the ad revenue from that video. Because we'll never get $150 in ad revenue for a fucking 20-minute video, ever, probably. So that's what we want. So we get a lot of sponsorship stuff every week, and we just ignore half of it because half of it is bullshit, half of it is scammy, and the other half that is legit, they just want to give you like a free access code to enjoy this game. It's like, I don't want to fucking play your game. Sorry. Raid Shadow Legends. How would you like that at the beginning of every Trekyards episode? Hey Samuel, how's it going? Pretty good. How are you doing? Oh, I was all right. I'm all right now. I was feeling a little depressed earlier, but you know what cheered me up? Raid Shadow Legends. You too can participate. Go down and use the discount code down below and click that link and use Trekyards, da-da-da-da-da, and you can join Team Trekyards in the game and get a free battle axe. It's like, really? Do you want to see that shit every fucking video? I would love to get a good sponsor. I would love to get somebody that actually pays us a set amount for a 30-second thing that we can put at the beginning of a video. That way, you guys can skip that shit. Because God knows I skip fucking sponsorship stuff all the time. But yeah, that's where I stand on sponsorships. That final week, assuming you're not tired from telling this story 100 times, what was the Tim Russ is an asshole story? I'm kind of tired of saying it. We had him do a promotional thing for Trekyards, and because Samuel was doing work on a fan film that he was part of or something. I think it actually had to do with I can't remember the one now. Anyway, so he just wanted to do like, I'm Tim Russ and you're watching Trekyards or whatever it was, and he literally, this is the video clip. Hi, I'm Tim Russ and you're watching Trekyards. And he shuts the camera off. Like, fucking kidding me? You left that in when you sent it to us? Buddy. Then Sylvia met him in Vegas to get his autograph. And I just waited for her. I didn't go in the line, but she wanted to say hi and whatever. And says hi, and he's just like, didn't ask to make it out, who to make it out to, or like anything personalized on it. It's just Tim Russ. And then fuck off, essentially. And then the third time, Samuel actually met him at a convention and was like, had a big Voyager model. And, we talk about ships, we talk about tech. We want to get the actors impressions on what the tech or about the ship, because they don't get asked that shit a lot. They get the standard questions. I like to throw them a little bit of a curveball and ask them about the ship. What do you think of the design? What do you think of this part? Whatever. And so Samuel has this, and near the end of the video, and sure, he was rushed for time because it was the end of the day. I get that. I get that people get grumpy, whatever. But at the end of the video, Samuel's like, so this is Voyager, cool design. And he's like, yeah, it's all right. So just as a fun little question to kind of close off, and we have this video up on our channel. You can look it up. Tim Russ interview Trekyards. But he says, where do you think Tuvok's quarters are on the ship? Where would be your guess? Like, you know, and Tim Russ, there, and just like, let's have some fun with the question. Be like, I don't know, probably like an important officer, maybe deck 4, maybe deck 3, you know, somewhere in here. I don't know, I kind of like that view or something. You know, that's kind of what we're looking for, not there. And it's really like a, can this be done now? kind of thing. It's like, fuck off. I get it. People have bad times, but I've had 3 interactions. Well, not one was personal, which is the video, I guess, but never actually met him per se. Let's put it that way. But 2 interactions with Trekyards, and one was Sylvia. So, Thraxcar, Shrek Lofton has his own YouTube channel. Hook up with him, maybe. Yeah, he's actually, somebody else asked him if he'd like to do a collab with Trekyards, and he's like, yeah, that'd be great. But we just haven't followed up on it, so. Dan Ben, Star Trek prequels shouldn't be more advanced than previous Trek shows. Facts. Paul Graham, the breaks are cheap and easy. You say that, but I would never attempt them myself, Paul. Snoopy McQueen, have you seen Top Gun? And if you have, was it good? And your show cheers me up. I'll be seeing it on this Thursday, the 26th. So I'll know, like, they'll probably do a live about it on Friday or on the weekend. The Cynical Optimist, that's true, Cap. I suffered massively from intense anxiety and paranoia last year, and watching Trekyards helped me through it. Cool. Paul says, don't worry, I'll help you. You'll need a rotor as well, and it's okay. We can tell people that I saw the inside of plasma. Yeah, I did mention that earlier. Paul, why do I need a new rotor? I shouldn't need a new rotor. It's not that bad. I'd rather just you come and look and tell me what I need, and then we'll go buy it, and then, because I don't like buying stuff that I will get wrong size-wise or whatever. General Grievous, you assume he doesn't already have an OnlyFans. That's true. Sean says, do you follow the Facebook page, the same photo of Chief O'Brien every day? No. Dan Ben, I'm not interested in Star Trek. If Star Trek is eugenics war short film. Okay. Paul Graham, Caps met me. Oh, many times. But I have to go once you comment on this. Cleaning the work van while the weather's good. Awesome. NZ Fade, and here I thought you were sponsored by Transformers today. No. Kit 10K, random ass question, but did you see when Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman were on the Graham Norton show? Patrick told a story when they were on there that put me into tears from laughing so much. Yes, I have seen said clip. Dan Ben, yeah, I watch a lot of Star Trek YouTubers, and I have noticed more sponsored adverts they do. The Cynical Optimist, if you did ads in the style of Internet Historian, that would be amazing. Paul Graham, why did you just do a free ad for them? Because every other fucking asshole YouTuber has done the Raid Shadow Legends. Louis Julius, hey Stuart, please don't get NordVPN. Their ads are really annoying. Dan Ben, there's one Star Trek YouTube I follow who's sponsored by Star Trek Fleet Commander. Yeah, but that game is fucking garbage. Why would we want to support that? It's very niche. It's very ship related. A lot of cool ships. It would fit perfectly with our channel. We would probably do that one, but at the same time, we don't even play the game itself ourselves because it's fucking crap. So why would we? You know what I mean? Like, Kid 10K, I just remembered what I wanted to talk to you about whenever you're free. I mean, I'd like to talk to you about helping you with starting the Trekyards store on Shapeways. You've been wanting. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Livy Julius, hi, this is Livy Julius, and this is Trek. This is Yards of Trek. Yards of Trek. NZ Fade, the problem is you're asking actors that aren't Star Trek fans questions about Star Trek. They literally don't give a fuck and have a feeling they listen to Patrick. And Patrick, he's an actor, not right. I don't care. It's their fucking job, so they should learn to suck it up. Especially after this long. It's what pays their bills, so they should better fucking respect it. And the people that put them where they are. Renee, Captain Foley, it was a job for them. Give them a break. How about no? Trek or not, do you think a lot of actors don't actually read into the background stuff and just learn about speed of lines for money and feck off home, like not giving a shit? Oh, that's what most of them are, for sure, but if you're on a show like fucking ER or fucking, I don't know, fucking name any other goddamn show, I don't care. Fine, but you're in a fucking show that has conventions dedicated to it. You're the gestalt of Star Trek is such that you should know and care about your fucking fan base. You go to enough Star Trek conventions that you should probably learn one or two things, even if it's by fucking osmosis. Don't give me that they're just an actor doing their job, give them a break bullshit. No, no, you're not fucking just an actor. You're an actor in Star Trek who is now making their living going to Star Trek conventions and having people pay for you fucking sign your name. So the least you can do is be fucking respectful of them and fucking learn something about the show you were on instead of being a complete and utter fucking asshole. So, same issue I have with William Shatner. I pay good money to go to a Star Trek convention. They usually cost quite a bit, not just accommodations, but the travel there and the tickets to the convention, and then to get the guy's autograph. So when he's on stage for an hour, I don't give a flying fuck about his fucking horse charities. Yeah, sure, you have other interests. We get it. Let's talk about those for maybe 10 minutes during your talk, not 50 of the hour. Talk about Star Trek, because that's what everybody that paid to hear. Yeah, sure, a lot of them maybe seen you on stage 50 times. You know what? Maybe I haven't. Maybe this is my first time seeing you on stage. Maybe I want to hear about Star Trek from you instead of your fucking horse charities. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck about the project, next project you're doing either. I don't really care. That's something you can talk about at the end of your time on stage or at the very beginning. Just kind of, this is what I'm doing. This is my new thing, blah, 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 blah. So now, let's get down to business. That's what I would do if I was in that position. Yes, you want to promote your new stuff. Yes, you want to promote your charitable causes. But you know what? People didn't pay to come and hear you fucking talk about that shit. It's a Star Trek convention. So maybe you should talk about Star Trek. Just saying. Dan Ben, there is an episode of Voyager with Tuvok in his room and the camera zooms out the window. Okay, don't care. What does that have to do with anything? Oh my god. That's the other thing. I really like Tuvok as a character. Absolutely love the character of Tuvok. But then to find out that Tim Russ is kind of an asshole, is kind of like, oh, well, fuck. Yes, you should be able to separate the art from the artist. But cynical optimist, but I'm sure they knew the gist of the question they'd get before they agreed to the interview. Yes, it's basically we talk about some ship stuff and whatever. So, Dan Ben, Mark Hamill in Star Wars has said he doesn't know about his character outside of what he did in the movies. Well, that's just stupid. Thraxcar, they can retcon stuff. If it's all just big multi-series remake, that would make the ship redesigns, uniform redesigns, George Samuel Kirk being aboard the A1701 and Black April, and the absent Dr. Weiss makes sense. Olivia Julius, come to Stewart's OnlyFans, the only place where if you pay him, he'll put on more clothes on. That's good. Eric Martin, $5. Pump is going back in. Time to see if I'm a genius. Well, good luck, Eric. Hope it worked out. Stewart said he wouldn't do Trek again. Star Trek producer, she's a big check. Stewart, of course I'll do it. Zachary Gibbons, last episode of Strange New World was good. Find yourself attracted towards any light this weekend? No. Doc McGillicuddy, yeah, that Trek Fleet game is garbage. Dan Ben, yeah, I agree with the Fleet Command. Paul Graham, Kit 10K, you and I should talk about the Shapeways thing. Maybe Kat will connect us. The Multi-Gun Man, Trekyards, when you were a kid, did you have a Nintendo, Super Nintendo, or Sega Genesis? I had a Sega Genesis. I've still got one and got games for it. I had an Atari 2600. I also had a TRS-80 computer back in the day. I think my first real system was a PlayStation, and I had to buy that myself. The original PlayStation. Never had a Nintendo or anything. I had friends who had it that I'd go over and play it at their place, but I never had one. NZ Fade, I meant they don't technically have the knowledge about the show. Them being rude at a meeting is another matter. Calling it in or tired isn't acceptable, etc. Work is work. Tired I get, especially after a weekend or on a cruise, one of the cruises or whatever. Like there's times where I'm kind of cranky too. But still, even when I'm cranky and I'm at a convention and somebody's like, hey, Captain Foley, I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, and I'm not even fucking famous. But still, I'll suck it up, you know? And I know they've been doing it for 50 years, and I get all the excuses you guys are going to throw at me, but I understand people have bad days. I really do. And I've witnessed it. I've witnessed it with Shatner. Not personally. Every interaction I've had with William Shatner, everyone, and I've had 3, have been super positive. And kind of, he went a little bit above and beyond, a little bit, it seemed. But yet, I hear stories from the same event that he was a complete asshole or rude to the volunteers, and it's like, ooh. So I get it. People have bad days. But Tim McCaffrey, the whole cast of Stargate love it. No matter what you think of the shows, they love it and follow up on YouTube channels to this day, 20 years later. Trek or not, isn't that the problem with celebrities, though? They generally treat the fans like peasants. NZ Fade, Pepper Potts didn't even know she was in the Spider-Man movie. They aren't always the smartest. Paul Graham, and just to be clear, the part about the rotor, if it was grinding, that's metal on the pads of the metal of the rotor that's damaged now, but don't worry, I'll come over and help. Yeah, but I've had this grinding sound before, Paul, and I was told that I didn't need to get the rotor replaced because the rotor wasn't warped. So it doesn't sound any worse than that. So I don't know. If we need them, we need them. If we don't, I don't want to have to spend the money. Multi-Gunman, I totally agree with you about the Star Trek actors at the conventions. General Grievous. To be fair, nothing outside the movies really mattered before the new Disney shows and movies, since the EU books were never canon, so Mark Hamill wasn't missing much. Trek or not, I once saw an actor on TV saying anyone can do it, yet they get insane money for it, and can't remember who it was though. Dan Ban YouTube channel, Dial the Gate. This guy interviews a lot of Stargate actors, people who worked on the show. The people are nice, answer questions, know what they did on the show. The Family Guy episodes where Stewie goes to the Star Trek convention and the actors don't talk about Star Trek. Didn't even know there was an episode like that, but Trek or not, and that Hollywood is dominated by a monopoly so that they look after their friends and family these days, keeping the opportunities and money for themselves, I guess. Salem Reddy and the entire cast of Firefly are amazing and personable. Yeah. Searstis, the person who plays Dr. McKay on Stargate Atlantis, Dave Hewlett, does a Twitch stream, and he is pretty much an in real life McKay. Yeah. Hell yeah. Paul Graham, and I very much agree with you on celebrities at conventions. You take care of the people who are paying your bills, and in this case, that's the fans. Yep. Dan Ben, yes, I've seen live interviews of him. Oh, Sarek, what kind of books do you have on your bookshelf? I only have comics and trade paperbacks. I've got history books, I've got art books, I've got medical books, I've got graphic novels, I've got a lot of reference materials for like Transformers or for World War II, or I got a shit ton of books. Those books are pretty much all Sherlock Holmes. I got a lot of books. Besides Chase Masterson, who is the nicest Trek actor you've met? Probably Anthony Montgomery would be one of them. There's been a lot of really great ones. But Anthony Montgomery is fantastic. Snoopy McQueen. Okay, fine. No, you know what? It's coming up in 2 hours. I'm going to end probably around the 2 hour mark, just so you guys know. But the Anthony Montgomery story, it was again in Vegas. Me and Sylvia both were wearing shirts that say Trekkie. I still wear it occasionally. You'll see it. It just says Trekkie. And we went up and talked to him, and he's like, oh my God, those shirts are amazing. We should do a Trekkie sandwich. Can we do a Trekkie sandwich where you're like on each side of me and we get a photo? And we're like, yeah, for sure. And his handler's like, no, you can't do that. You can't get out from behind the table. He's like, just relax. I want to do this. Give me my camera. And he actually got a picture with his camera. He gave it to somebody passing by. He's like, can you get a picture of us? And it's a picture of Sylvia on one side, me on the other, and Anthony Montgomery in the middle. And we're like doing a Trekkie sandwich because Sylvia and I were both wearing a Trekkie shirt. And then he even let us get photos with our phones. And his whole time his handler is like, you're not supposed to do this. You shouldn't go from behind. You're not getting money for the... He didn't care. Handlers can fuck off. Oh my God, handlers. Actors' handlers are the worst. You go up to talk to the actor and they're like... Or you try to just take a picture. I hate, first of all, I really disagree with no video or photos in this direction. Fuck off. Anyway, try to get a candid photo or something. They're like, Like, I can understand if it's somebody like fucking William Shatner or somebody really big, you know? But, come on, seriously? Whatever. Anyway. Leonard Nimoy and DeForest Kelly and James Doohan love talking about Trek. Shatner does not, while Will Wheaton and George Takei and Walter Koenig does like talking about Trek. Dan Ben, yesterday watching Dial the Gate YouTube, they did a live interview with the actor who played Seth in Stargate 1. The actor mentioned he was doing a fan film soon with a person called Samuel Cockings in England. Yep, I knew all about that. Trek or not, one rule of Trek Club, we talk about Trek. Kit 10K, yeah, the Family Guy episode where Stewie went to a Star Trek convention was where the whole cast of TNG were in it. Stewie even killed Denise Crosby after one line. General Grievous, let's get to 70 likes. Folks, 3 more. Cynical Optimist, I have a feeling Dominic Keating and Connor Trinneer would be great to meet. Have you seen their Shuttlepod show? Yes, I have. I wish people would stop asking me that. And I've met them both. Connor Trinneer was nice 50% of the time. We actually did a complete interview with him in Vegas. Dominic Keating is kind of an asshole, but is what it is. Anyone remember Dominic Keating when he was in the sitcom Desmond? No. I could say something about Dominic Keating that happened in Birmingham at the after show, the after party. But I'm not going to because I don't want to sully his reputation or anything. But I think a lot of people are aware of kind of what he's like when it comes to that kind of thing. So I'll just be quiet. General Grievous, can you show us that picture someday on a live stream? Which the Trekkie sandwich? Yeah, if I could find it right now, I would show you. But I've got 75,000 pictures on my phone. I'd have to, and I'm using my phone for the live stream, so I can't even really show you. But yes, I would like to show you. I'll try to get it set up for like, I don't know, maybe next weekend or something. Or maybe I'll do a live tomorrow because it's a holiday here. Maybe I'll have it ready for that if you guys, I don't know, let's see. But yeah, it's just me on one side, Sylvia on the other, and Anthony Montgomery in the middle being like, he had the biggest smile on his face. And me and Sylvia are like, ah. It was fun. It was fun. We also bought his comic that he did his own comic for, so his own character and stuff. Dominic Keating and Connor Kinnear caused a stir at this Destination 19. Cynical Optimist Keating almost got into a fight with a fan. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. NZ Fade, if they ever wanted to do a R18 version of Star Trek, I'd be down to watch. Star Trek Nurse Chapel. Rated 18 version, yeah. People felt they were a tad unfriendly as well, and I couldn't personally get them to chat. Dan Ben, yes, I remember watching this show when I was younger. Cynical Optimist, wow, I had no idea Keating was like that. That's surprising. Have you seen the guy now? He looks like a goddamn hobo. Cut your hair, my dude. Fuck. Maybe it's for a role. He's had a lot of those since Star Trek. I don't know. Like, it sucks when you meet people and they're just not what you expected. Like, I had some really bad interactions with LeVar Burton. I had about 3 bad interactions with LeVar Burton. I was really starting not to like the guy, even though I really wanted to. And then the last time me and Samuel met him, fucking totally made up for it. It was like, yes, you just wiped away all those previous instances. Awesome job. And I don't want to get into the hat hole things. I'll be here for another half an hour talking, and we're at that 2-hour mark-ish. So, Anthony Montgomery did shine in a few episodes of Star Trek Enterprise, but if he was underutilized in the show, hell yes. Trek or not, although I did sit and have a beer with Rick Sternbach in the bar, it was surreal. Yeah, I'll be hanging out with Rick at Wonderfest. He's just great. Have you ever met Kevin Smith? No. Cynical Optimist, who would you say is the most disappointing encounter? I.e., one that you were super looking forward to, but they were just a dick. would say the Tim Russ one, but like I said, I wasn't like really meeting him. It was more Sylvia. Let me think. Most of them have been pretty decent. Detmer, I wasn't even looking forward to, but she was a complete cunt, so that's another story. Doug Jones, I was really looking forward to talking to Doug Jones. He was nice, but he wasn't as nice as I expected. That's a disappointment. Overall, they're not too bad, to be fair. Brent Spiner was great. Anthony Rapp was fantastic. I don't know, man. That's a good question. Olivia, yeah, I met Precious. She growled at me. All I wanted was to do a Steel Captain's library collection. Trek or not, Kate Mulgrew is grumpy, but that's awesome because Janeway would probably be exactly like that. Dan Ben, other than people from Star Trek, have you ever been excited to see an item from Trek, and when you see it, you're not impressed? An item? A lot of the props don't look good in person. I've seen a lot of the props up close, and it's like, oof, seriously? Sure, a lot of them have age behind them and maybe are falling apart a bit, but a lot of times it's amazing what things look like on screen compared to what they look like in real life. It's just, there's no comparison. So never meet your favorite props, I guess. Jeffrey Combs is fun. Never met Jeffrey Combs. Tim McCaffrey, she just needed coffee from the Nebula. Sarek, I think sometimes the actors may be grumpy if being at a convention all day, it can be exhausting. Oh yes, for sure. Like I said, people have bad days. They have bad, experiences at the hotel, or bad meal, or not feeling the best physically, or their trip was delayed, or the taxi was late. And it's like the whole bunch of things can happen. I get it. I do get it. But when it happens more than once and you hear other stories, you're like, maybe you're just an asshole. Maybe that's the problem. So you could definitely restrain to Twitch, so me and I'm sure many others can give you our free Amazon Prime subscriptions. No, I don't want to do Twitch. Why do I need a free Amazon Prime subscription? Did you ever have misfortune to see Disco Klingon ceremony battles in person? Yes. Restream. I don't know how to restream. Don't know what you mean. Maybe they just need a glass of wine. I haven't really met any Trek celebrities. I think I picked my DC content. Both wiped out. Okay, I read a few years ago that the WWE fan experience of some kind. The other wrestlers were rude to a fan, and then Undertaker got really pissed, reamed them out. Especially now we're talking to that fan. Yeah. Libby, where is the Admiral? I miss seeing her. Maybe she's chained up in the basement. That's why you haven't seen her for a long time. Ever think of that? Please don't call the police. She likes being chained up in the basement. Have I said too much? Anyway, I'm going to call it there, guys. We're at that 2-hour mark. So thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a good long weekend. And I'll see you guys sometime. Probably Tuesday. I might do a live tomorrow as well, depending. Maybe in the afternoon again. But keep a lookout. Thank you to everybody. That'll be my closeout because I can't think of anything witty. But bye, everybody.